Good morning. Welcome to Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Church here in Pasadena, California. Welcome to all members, friends, and guests here in person and virtually. Neighborhood Church creates and grows an inclusive community of faith connected by love, spirit, and service. My name is Joyce Wetzel-Toft, and I'm honored to serve as a member on the Board of Trustees. Thank you for joining us as we continue to prioritize connection over perfection in the online service to protect the health and well-being of all our members and friends, and which we are recording for future viewing. We will continuously learn and adapt to create joyful opportunities to be together while keeping our community safe. Today, we welcome Kikanza Nuri Robbins to our pulpit. She will be speaking to us about the legacy we each hope to leave. She is a community minister who works with peoples and organizations that are in transition, or ought to be. She lives in Los Angeles and spends her discretionary time playing with textiles and color. Sounds great. Neighborhood Church upholds a covenant of right relations with each other. Today, we focus on the portion through which we covenant to honor one another. Specifically, we aspire to live our shared values and shared ministry through our daily intentions. Connection is important, and there are many ways to connect with our church community throughout the work, both in person and virtually. Directly after the service today, you can join us on Zoom in a guided conversation led by Membership and Communications Manager, Ginger Fury. Visitors and friends are welcome to attend, and the link can be found in this week's newsletter. Today is the last day to donate the bad weather supplies. These will go to Friends Indeed for distribution. There's a drop box on the porch of Neighborhood House. Neighborhood House. Also today, the UU Pagans will be meeting via Zoom at 3 p.m. Another important thing coming up is Esperanza and going to Mexico. Please save the dates, April 29th through May 1st, as members join Esperanza International to build homes in Tijuana. For more information, please reach out to Trace Izzard, whose contact information is in this week's newsletter. The biggest and best news ever is that in-person services will resume next Sunday. It'll be great to see each other face to face and give each other and get hugs if you want them, only if you want them. Please note that the services will still be recorded if you're not ready to attend in person. Whether or not you're ready to find new ways to engage or not, please visit our website and learn from our social media all the things that are available. Again, welcome to Neighborhood Church, whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey. Welcome to this inclusive faith community connected by love, spirit, and service.
Good morning. I am Kikanza Nuri Robbins, and it is wonderful to be back with you this morning. I invite you to make the space where you are special. When we talk about going to church and worshiping together, there's something about separating this moment, this hour, from the rest of your hours, from the rest of your day. There's something sacred, there's something special about setting aside time to reflect on your values, to reflect on the community that embodies those values. So I invite you, whether you are still lying in bed, whether you are sitting with your second cup of coffee, whether you are about to take off on a hike or a walk with family and friends, to pause and reflect on what this moment means to you and how you want it to be special. We have been on the verge for a number of months. We were on the verge of coming out and joining community in a post-COVID season, and then we went back in. We were on the edge at the beginning of the new year, starting a new year and starting to think newly about how we are moving forward, and then we retreated a bit, and once again, we are on the edge. You'll be coming back to worship next Sunday, worship together next Sunday. So let us breathe and remember all of the things for which we are grateful. Remember all of the things that we must do to stay safe and healthy. Let us remember what this community means to you. Let us remember why we are here. And so I light the chalice this morning in the spirit of community and the spirit of coming together and the spirit of intention and consciousness for who we are and why we are.
Our opening hymn is number 1051, We Are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
Each Sunday, our congregation expands our impact by dedicating 100% of contributions during our offertory to local social justice efforts. This week's Share the Plate will go to Friends Indeed, which is an interfaith organization that provides supportive services to meet basic human needs, so our homeless and at-risk neighbors can rebuild their lives. They believe in meeting people where they are without judgment or restrictions that sometimes are denied to the people that need the help the most. We're going to see a short video from the director of Friends Indeed. And there'll be a slide later on ways to give. When you consider this organization, please be generous. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rabbi Joshua Levine Grader. I'm the Executive Director at Friends Indeed, and we are so grateful for the support of Neighborhood Church, not just this month, but for so many years, and to have a partnership with you is so amazing. So I want to tell you just a little bit about what's been happening and in this very difficult time, particularly in two of our programs. One in the food pantry is really a lot of people coming now, over 400 households a week, many of them brand new, first-time people. And so we do our best to make them feel comfortable and welcome and at ease. You can see it in their faces and their demeanor that it's really hard to wait in line for food if you've never had to do that before and sometimes have to bring your kids with you. And so we're just trying to be there for people with love and compassion and hoping that they're able to get back on their feet once this pandemic ends and get back to their jobs, higher wages, and able to provide for their families without the need for our food pantry. The other big group that we're supporting are those facing eviction. I'm sure you've read a lot about the moratoria, and folks are right on the edge. If they've lost their job, if they lose their savings, and trying not to become homeless. And so we're doing our best to help them with rental assistance, case management, and help them bridge a little bit of support until they get the new job or get their benefits so that they can pay their rent. And so with your help and support, we're doing this for lots of people. So just on behalf of all of us at Friends Indeed, thank you so much, and blessings, and looking forward to when we can be together in person really soon. So God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Stranger to the dark, hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Another round a bullet hits my skin. Well, far away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades, reaching for the sun. We are warriors, yeah, that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. And I know that I deserve your love. There's nothing I'm not worthy of. Oh, when the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Oh, I'm gonna send a flood, I'm gonna drown them out. This is me.
Woo! This is me. Thank you so much. And here we are, reflecting on who we are, reflecting on what we have, what we've lost, what we've gained. And so I invite you to turn inward, to see what prayers, what desires you would bring to community. We want to hold in the light the leaders of the countries in this world, as so many places stand on the brink of war. We hold them in the light, hoping that they will see that there are alternatives. We hold in the light those who are still trying to figure out how to navigate healthy ways in this very interesting time of COVID. We hold in the light those people who have disabilities and ailments and illnesses that are not COVID, but still put them at risk, cause them to stay in hospital, have been the source of their deaths. We hold in the light those who are the caregivers, those who are watching as their loved ones fade from this plane of existence. We hold in the light those who are caring for people who will never leave the hospital, those who are the caregivers for those that will come home and then face new challenges. We hold in the light those people who are anticipating new life, new lives to be born soon, new lives that have just been born. Let them know they are welcome. Let them know that we are working hard to make this world safe and healthy and long-lasting. We hold in the light those of you who have lost jobs, lost hope, lost friends and family, lost a sense of being, a place to be. We hold in the light the secret joys and sorrows that each of you hold. We hold you in the light of community, in the light of hope, in the light of our Southern California sun. We hold you in the light, in the spirit of community, knowing that together, knowing that even in the midst of feeling alone and hopeless, that in this community, there is hope, there is faith, there is one more day. Let us pause in silence as we reflect on all that impacts our lives and how we might be a light for those around us. May it be so.
How does a moment last forever? How can a story never die? It is love we must hold on to. Never easy, but we try. Sometimes our happiness is captured. Somehow a time and place stand still. Love lives on inside our hearts and always will. Minutes turn to hours, days to years then gone. But when all else has been forgotten, still our song lives on. Maybe some moments weren't so perfect. Maybe some memories not so sweet. But we have to know some bad times, or our lives are incomplete. Then when the shadows overtake us, just when we feel all hope is gone, we'll hear our song and know once more our love lives on. How does a moment last forever? How does our happiness endure? the darkest of our troubles. Love is beauty, love is pure. Love pays no mind to desolation. It flows like a river through the soul, protects, proceeds, and perseveres, and makes us whole. Minutes turn to hours, days to years, then gone. But when all else has been forgotten, still our song lives on. How does a moment last forever when our song lives on?
Our reading this morning is a compilation by several authors. Arthur Conan Doyle, Howard Thurman, E. Cummings, Kobun Chino Otogawa, David Steindl Rast, and Ann Patchett. Listen for the message that's in these words for you. I should dearly love that the world would be ever so better for my presence. We can't all strike very big blows, yet even the little ones count for something. There is something in every one of you that waits and listens for the sound of the genuine in yourself. It is the only true guide you will ever have, and if you cannot hear it, you will all of your life spend your days on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best day and night to make you somebody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight, and never stop fighting. The more you sense the rareness and value of your own life, the more you realize that how you use it, how you manifest it, is all your responsibility. It is a big task, so naturally, we sit down for a while. Try pausing right before and right after undertaking a new action. Even something simple like putting a key in a lock to open the door. Such pauses take a brief moment, yet they have the effect of decompressing time and centering you. The question is whether you choose to disturb the world around you, or if you choose to let it go on as if you had never arrived.
Our meditative hymn is number 1013, Open My Heart.
Open my heart to all that I seek. Let me be part of the love you give. Open my heart to all that I seek. Let me be part of the love you give. Open my heart to all that I seek. Let me be part of the love you give. Open my heart to all that I seek. Let me be part of the love you give.
For most of our lives, we focus on our futures. We ask, what are our goals? What's next? There is a point, however, when we no longer ask what is next. Instead, we ask, what is last? What will last? That is when we begin to think about our legacy. What is the body of work for which you will be remembered? What are your footprints? And where will people find them? I think of footprints as my intentional legacy, an embodiment of the spirit of Sankofa. Sankofa is the idea, the concept of Sankofa is from the Akan tribe in Ghana. It means fetch what is at risk of being left behind. There are two symbols for Sankofa. Sankofa is a mythical bird with its feet firmly planted forward and its head turned backwards. It's moving forward while looking backwards. And so you might see the bird, Sankofa, or you might see the Adinkra symbol, which means the same thing. Sankofa, we move forward while we're looking backward. The past serving as a guide for planning the future. In many traditional gatherings, a libation is offered. A libation is a centering, welcoming, opening ceremony to a gathering, often symbolized with a glass of water or a glass of wine or something like a glass of something to drink. And as you offer the libation, we honor the ancestors, the people who blazed the trails, the people on whose shoulders we stand, the people in whose footsteps we walk. We acknowledge that we are descendants of survivors and thrivers. No matter where your ancestors came from, we all come from the strongest genes because the weak ones died on the boat. Or our ancestors survived the oppression of those who came on the boat. And so in libations, we acknowledge the people who are present, who are indeed the descendants of the survivors and thrivers, and we acknowledge all who they represent. And then we speak to the future, the people that we are sending into the future and the ones that we will never meet. For most of my life, I've always focused on my future. From age 25 to 65, I had a personal strategic plan that I renewed regularly with goals and objectives and action steps, and then I worked them. Now I'm at a different stage of life. I'm still moving forward, but I have become like the Sankofa bird. I am looking backwards as I move forward. I am thinking about the people who will offer a libation and call my name as an ancestor. I'm making sure that my footprints are visible and can be easily read by others. I'm moving forward, and I'm not forgetting from where I have come. I'm not forgetting whose footprints I walked in and on whose shoulders I stand. This is what I call intentional legacy. In the past, I focused my attention on my future. Now I'm focusing my attention on the future I am helping to create for others. How often do you think about your legacy? Sometimes when people speak of legacy, they speak of a sense of entitlement. Their legacy gives them the privilege of membership or admission or inheritance, what is due to them. There's also what can be called institutional legacy, businesses and organizations and churches like this, and the marks they leave on their employees or their customers or their communities. Organizations like Amazon, what is their institutional legacy? Or Bell Telephone, you baby boomers may remember. Apple, Microsoft, the Catholic Church, neighborhood church. Another way to think of legacy is the lineage of teachers. In academic circles, people refer to those with whom they have studied. One of my early mentors, Zandy Moore, had been a student of Margaret Mead. So were I still in the academy, I would use that connection occasionally. I'm 1 degree of separation from Margaret Mead. I learned from someone that she taught. Spiritual teachers also speak of their legacy, the lineage of teachers to which they belong. The Reiki masters and Muslim imams and others refer to the line of teachers that they represent. More than having the same professor, but having that professor as a mentor and a guide, someone who is dear, someone who has left his mark on you. Who are your spiritual teachers? Who represents your spiritual legacy? Our legacy as Unitarian Universalists gives us credibility and recognition and esteem. We point to well-known UUs like E.E. Cummings and Ralph Waldo Emerson and Louisa May Alcott and Pete Seeger and Dorothea Dix. With individuals, when we speak of legacy, if we speak of legacy, we ask, what will people think of me? What will they remember about me? What am I leaving for the children and their children? I'm at a stage of life where my focus has shifted from goals and plans and future to footprints. People who study animal footprints are called trackers, and a term used to describe the message in a footprint is called spoor, S-P-O-O-R. Spoor is the footprints and all the other stuff by which the progress of someone or something can be followed. So spoor may include tracks and scents or broken foliage or scat. Spoor is useful for discovering and surveying what types of animals live in an area. In politics, to look carefully on the spoor in the trails means to investigate what is actually going on in a sensitive situation. The goal is to reconstruct the complete story of events, just as a detective would reconstruct a crime scene. What was going on here? What was it doing here? Was it hunting? Was it just passing through? When did it pass by? Where was it going and why? Now, if someone was studying your spoor, what would they discover? What is most important to you? What are the values or principles that you live by? What have you done to reflect those values and principles? What would we learn if your rules for life, UU principles, the 10 Commandments, the Eightfold Path of Buddhism, whatever you use to guide your life, to frame your ethics, what if we compared those principles to the way you spend your time and your money? Would there be a relationship? Would there be a positive correlation? What you believe versus how you walk in the world. How you work in the world. What's the relationship? What patterns or principles are actually reflected in your daily living? Is that what you want remembered? Whatever stage you are in, you might consider the size and shape of your metaphorical footprints. Who will follow them? Who will walk in them? Where are they going? What path do they mark? What can someone learn from examining your footprints? In Grace in Aging classes, participants plan for the last chapters of their life. Participants learn about durable power of attorney for healthcare, advanced directives, posts that they put on the refrigerator doors, writing their own obituaries. This legacy work in these classes answers the question, what do you want said about you? I know of two brothers, both of whom had pre-memorial celebrations. That is, they weren't dead yet. And there was music and readings and speakers to celebrate who they were and to acknowledge the footprints, the very large footprints they had left. Now, one died about a week after his celebration. The other one is still living to share his gratitude. They both got a chance to hear their legacies described. Leaving an intentional legacy means living a life of intention and attention. And so I ask you, what will be the shape of your footprints? What stuff do you have that others will want? What will people point to that reminds them of you? The forces of mind and body shape your shadow. And so we see your shadow as you walk in the sunlight. I believe it's the force of your spirit that is your intentional legacy that shapes those legacy footprints. So in the spirit of Sankofa, moving forward as you are looking behind you, don't forget to take a look at your footprints.
Our closing hymn is number 1028, The Fire of Commitment. From the light of days remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when
This service is over, and now our service to the world continues. Go, my friends, go into the next part of your day, into the beginning of your week, into the community in which we live and serve. Go, paying attention to where you are going and paying attention to your footprints. Go in peace, my friends.